Pinaxtv. The best is over Jimre na ye di update no e di abremo ene ewie ewo ho. Yes. President John Dramani Mahama de nsem atudwa ama sisi amanfo dodo na ene no enhye da nya adwene e wo Ghana ha se because nsem no de atudwa no kame aye se obema Ghana aye borderless anisa na we nsem no de tudwa wa bra eye Zimbabwe president eye Emerson Mnangagwa obepiem e wo Ghana ha se na one no ehia ya na omo edidi nkomo ene ma ode nsem we etudwa e de kire no kire mu se yes enche bia no acha by 25th May there na yes Ghana ha na ye bie eye border no atomo a e be ye visa free ama all African countries obi bisa say including Nigerians yes all African countries including Nigerians omo nyina ka ho bia omo ebetimi enter Ghana without a visa eno na manfo do na omo enhye da ene no enya adwene a on your screens you could see President John Dramani Mahama and President Emerson of Zimbabwe ono ene bedi Robert Mugabe ade obe piem wo Ghana ha say ya President John Dramani Mahama ene no ede sa ensem no atudwa wo honom bilateral conversations are on no have no odi nyina aka ho a odi ato nanim na ene anopei ena omu ekopiem wo Peduase Lodge omu ekodidi nkomo have a breakfast as we speak now no they are still at the Peduase Lodge presidential lodge ewo Peduase ho ena omu na quickly no yebeko ni akwakohwe the entry and I said the grand entry president Emerson Mnangagwa edi ebepiem ewo ehonom no yes we'll go and check that one out but then President John Dramani Mahama nsemo a odi etudwa no ema amanfo dodo na omo any answer anye because there were speculations say ye baba ye borderless Africa ama omo no srani abasa omo twetwe nsem no left and right ema dodo na presidents dodo na omo answer da anye ntum say omo be omo border ato ho say free visa na omo edi ebewuram because there are so many regulations that was yedi to akwemu ansa na yebetimi abi atum ama other African countries no almost citizens betimi enter other African countries without visa entini padodo na especially Ghanaian citizens do na no omo ani enhye da enye ho ewo honom foreign affairs minister abekasa President John Dramani Mahama ankasa so de nsem atudwa sisi on the data to so by 25th May there na yes Ghana ha no the entry and then the exits no be free a lot of people are not really happy with what is currently going on with President John Dramani Mahama then someone or the atudwa na Zimbabwe president so ebepiem telemedi kan de tudwa no or Ghana ha say ya waba for bilateral talks on your screens Ghana becomes visa free country for all African countries effective 25th May as part of Africa Day celebrations in the AU Day ayeba be celebrate next month no no and President John Dramani Mahama they aka ho say by 25th May there like I say Ghana has say on your screens you could see say baba be visa free obetimi room without applying for visa obetimi room without any visa wo ho no ntia no and am di kan to just say most of Ghanaian citizens no they are not really happy with what is currently going on and as President John Dramani Mahama nsemo or the atudwa yenu so also there and same say international no can obey 25th May no be how the whole thing will unfold ni padodo saying how many people they let me attract you almost say you be a visa ni too say free no omatimi awuram anaso ma boy room e Ghana ha say ya akwakoye nsem for I mean Ghana ha a lot of people are not really happy with that because borderless Africa no enya dia na amamfo gi atom because I was see enya one currency I was see enya regulations via it is acceptable in Ghana it is acceptable in Togo and any other African country I was say a certain regulations no I was saying you maybe a yedi gugu akwan mu to say oye we you are American say your offense oye we it goes against some rules and regulations there should be rules and regulations that cover Africa nkododo na and as African nkoni nyina san yetimi rolling out borderless Africa na omo ma be ruam Ghana ha say Africa dey na anye ya now Ghana which is spearheaded by President John Dramani Mahama or the Foreign Affairs Ministry led by Okujeto Ablakwa Honorable omo ya ba be ji atum say 25th there and as 25th May there e be bie atum na omo ba ha Are they going to comply with Ghana Yamra? Yedi Juma because what is currently going on. Nigeria for it in Swamo Bass Mark near the court, Bass Mark immigration for Abacosi Salmo, and Nina Yama, Yabesha Yaguaquemansa, because a lot of people are talking about it. Now, we come to just President Emerson of Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe President Ghana Ha, and I know Pediatric Lodge, Pediatric Presidential Lodge. Now, we'll go and look out, and as I check out the scenes this morning, Pediatric Lodge near TA, and come on, when President John Dramani Mahama they can say 25th May AU Day, Ghana they be able to work for free visa. Now will be at me a room. Yanko TA President John Dramani Mahama Niamrasi.
Emerson Mnangagwa arrived at Ghana's Camp David, the Pediatric Presidential Lodge at 10:45 a.m. for the bilateral meetings with his Ghanaian counterpart, John Mahama. Shortly thereafter, the two leaders and their senior government officials, supported by their respective ministers, held bilateral discussions and had joint cooperation agreement. In their opening remarks, Emerson Mnangagwa strongly criticized some Western countries in a no-holds-barred over economic sanctions.
Zimbabwe deeply appreciates Ghana's consistent solidarity, including its principled support for the removal of the illegal and unjustified economic sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe by some Western countries. This reflects the enduring spirit of African unity and a shared commitment to sovereignty and justice.
He congratulated Ghana for leading the push for the declaration of the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity.
While we have witnessed the signing of several instruments of cooperation, the true value of these agreements lies in their swift and effective implementation. I therefore urge our ministers and officials to ensure the speedy operationalization of all agreed programs and the conclusion of the requisite agreements in additional areas of cooperation.
On his part, John Mahama said Ghana and Zimbabwe should work together to promote responsible mining and value addition.
I'm also pleased to announce that effective 25th May 2026, when we commemorate Africa Day, Ghana will commence a free visa regime for all Africans. Africans traveling to Ghana.
Yes, we Pediatric Presidential Lodge and the arrival of President Emerson of Zimbabwe now on your screens. Effective May 25th, Ghana will deploy a free visa regime for all Africans entering the country in a bid to remove barriers and foster a unified African front. President John Mahama announced this during bilateral discussions with Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa at the Pediatric Presidential Lodge. And that is the update to the one. Yes, indeed, there is going to be a free visa entry into Ghana. And President John Dramani Mahama, as part of the celebration of the African Union Day, and on your screens, answer your Foreign Affairs Minister, who said in the video now, or to President John Dramani Mahama and Champe, Foreign Affairs Ministry, also and someone and handle some of these issues. President John Mahama has today announced that government of Ghana has decided to introduce a free visa regime for all Africans who wish to visit Ghana. All Africans who wish to visit Ghana, it is going to be a free visa regime. And as I say, the new policy takes effect on May 25th, a day which is commemorated as Africa Day. 25th May, President Mahama made the declaration during the inaugural state visit of President Emerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe to Ghana. Ghana seeks to consolidate its credentials as the credible Pan-African even as it expects a measure boost in tourism and intra-African trade by this groundbreaking reform. And yes, with this free visa, no, and say African trade, and as a bilateral trade, boosty trade in Africa, also boosty tourism in Ghana. A lot of people were relating this to free the current levies are about say episode said in as much as you are not paying for your visa, you still pay for the airport infrastructure levy. And see, that is how amount for almost supporting this regime no able asem e dia fa say eno sika do na PM Ghana 6 to consolidate. Yes, the free visa for Africans would be a component of a new visa a new e-visa policy that Mahama administration is launching next month. Until next month, there's going to be an e-visa policy. Until you know, yes, all the visa never banya be stamping there be before you get to the airport. No, na you mean that say electronically you have been approved to enter Ghana. And that is the e-visa that is going to be launched next month by President John Dramani Mahama and the Foreign Affairs Ministry. President Mahama also assured that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue with its intentional and determined efforts at securing more visa waiver agreements for Ghanaian passport holders. And Ghanaian passports, no, a lot of visa waivers, and Ghana have with a lot of countries. Ghana can enter without paying for visa or seeking for visa before you enter those countries. From the Foreign Affairs Ministry, countries don't want to Ghana hano ukuta Ghana visa obetimi enter those countries no without paying anything for visa, and I said without requesting for a visa to enter those countries. Also, since last year, 23 visa waiver agreements have been negotiated for Ghanaians for God and country and continent. For God, country and continent. And see, you could see that President John Dramani Mahama and the Foreign Affairs Ministry Ghana first, then they look out for the entire continent, which is Africa. Per what Foreign Affairs Minister they told on Twitter and X handle so a free last year ABC the same way no say countries Mako 23 and a Ghanaian passport holders without securing a visa and no making sure say people are looking out for some countries amount of pressure you know countries say didi mu kakra and a lot of people are looking out for say free visa waivers na etimi akopiem those countries no enti for God, country and then continent and no any some Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okujeto Black Passes say adwuma bonije make sure say ebeye adwuma ama Ghana and the continent in general. So them dey can to no airport infrastructure levy aba enti ekwan ebefa so a enipa dodo na betimi ewuram na bi mu so apie no some of them says some of these policies, and I said this new particular regime President John Dramani Mahama opese olanche no ebetimi aboa na yetimi accumulate a lot of revenue from this particular levy ayede abano, because when him say Ghana for nkwa na betua other people coming in from other foreign countries in Sube mu pe omo ebetua wo Ghana hanso as a foreigner na wo pie akọ back to your mother country a wo so ubetua ebi ewo ho nti omo a ana ni padodo ani kakra na omo gitu Mr. President John Dramani Mahama should go ahead and open a free visa regime into Ghana ha any outside say over Ghana ha no omo ho ne say ebeboa ama airport infrastructure levy no no etimi akoso nti on your screens was President John Dramani Mahama in Zimbabwe president and ye koko here he's still in Ghana and komodo na na ekoso what is papa ne kasa o tire mu say enyema President John Dramani Mahama edema abibima nyina no yade a omo so as Zimbabwe for no omo eni so wo ho na de omo bia no omo support President John Dramani Mahama ye betwa so na ye de ensam the abremo you know say the singathon me can say efua asantoa aduonum and 2023 December or the singathon ba Ghana ha say ya Ghana ha ye de omo ni baby ko omo fa omo eho kafo a no makopiem wo ho na omo akwakohwe bi ema Ghana ha ye de in December 2023 now the shocking revelations are about to mu a oni ni kunu pe omo akasa ne nkomo bi odi ye omo a separate amanfo dodo na nti ase because starting ye no na bi hu ne say oye said the way waiting there hype a global outstanding women conference aya oye no mo say ebia just for that program or be no hype and oye but then the way I never see ekeka kono bi hu ne say em say asem no no kura bi e won baabi a em say aka de na em say oni ni kunu de sisi ade omo etwam wo ho enti I know a lot of people are not really happy because omo here support papa ne the man no during singathon ni ade a omo hu ne say em say girl no the all year no almost said that tiase but then also the nchemu bebre e de aba ono so kiremu a the way na wa ne kono nani said that nye ho even amanfo bi omo the media space omo eyusu omo platforms e de omo di kasa e de support omo wives they speak in favor of their wives omo kasa bibi na abakra onya ne platform ne so o kasa to support the wife. But ono no is a singathon e ba ye no be gina ho just for the cameras mo mo say ni kunu o supportive ni ade edru ho no be bi o mefa bi na cameras yo mo so no na amanfo hu ni say papa is being supportive na ye then all of a sudden lady say one no omo a separate say our relationship separation started ba sa na ya keka ko say ye be jai enti a lot of people are not really happy with what is currently going on. Those that are sympathizing with Ayeni Kuno, wo no mo so mo support Efo Asanto ayo yenko tie Efo Asanto no ngasa ne nsem odi tudwa na yensamra sese
The fire, you know there's something called an awakening. When you have an awakening, it's a very deep and intense experience. I said Yati BB if you were Niso, it's like your eyes are open to so many things that you could barely see before. Right? So I understand what she's saying. That's why I also said earlier that sometimes because of the same kids and sanity, you don't necessarily have to encourage these women to stay in these relationships just because of the kids. The same situation could mess the woman up and it will still affect the kids. So, like I said, I am not divorced. We are separated for a good cause. And I'm healing. Gradually, I'm healing. I don't know, but it's not any big deal. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm fine, okay. Oh, me jaya kasa require bit me akasa. Mendantemo.
Okay, and
Why am
last
real?
I think people are not understanding me. When I'm being trolled, see, I can pull about 6 months of bullying regarding my marriage online that nobody gave an F about it. It was tarnishing me. Now it's your problem that I'm clearing me. Would you clear me? Who is the best person to tell her own story? Me? And you want me to be quiet about it? Not when there's an example of a mama Akosia. Hello?
Yeah, you have to clear
Hello?
the so that
Since I'm free
and I
Ghana
don't know why
last
people
year,
don't like
April.
when you try to tell your true
Maybe
story.
I left Ghana last year, April. I just did a harmless video that I don't like long distance relationship. Meaning to me. Because of that, I made sure say I joined my husband here in Canada because I'm not a long distance relationship person. And no cry, no more sign charm, who say me long distance and I've left my husband. You guys don't even have facts. Asha, if you are a media person, you should be used to
I know.
bloggers or whoever twisting your words. You
I
know.
Listen, I get it. And you and I know, say I get it. But
I
the
am a
backdoor
degree
issue, no, and I'm
holder.
trying
I am a
to.
degree holder in journalism. I've practiced journalism for over 6 years.
Yes. We all know that. We all have it as well.
And I know when it is time to voice out, especially when it's detriment to your brand, the same brand you are talking about. This is exactly what I meant when I said, "Say me, we my first attempt now. You see, President Amami V8. Nobody came out to debunk it." But when I was invited by Iyoko, when I was invited, when I was invited to come and explain my singathon and what, nobody was there to say, oh, blogger been a posty yekeke. That's what I'm saying, that nobody is there for anybody. You have yourself. And if speaking up is going to dig what how do you call it? Is going to press certain buttons and cause certain pains and whatever. I don't care. It's about my happiness. What's you want to you just don't want to say it, and you're dying slowly, bro.
And that's my point, and that's what I'm trying to tell.
I have watched closely. I have never had. There are people like my papa though. They have never defended me, that including my partner. My partner is an over 30 years experienced journalist. He has never come out to defend me before. But during Singathon, he was able to stand in front of camera to say he's proud of his wife. What are you saying?
Yeah. Don't
call my name. Don't call my name. Asha, don't call my name. I'm serious here. I'm not kidding.
I know you are not kidding. I get you, sis.
So don't talk about sometimes you don't have to. You have to open. I don't have anybody to. People know the truth. People will call me if I am saying and you see these same people. Utter a word. My father should come and do it, or my mother.
That hurts.
Who should come? Asha, are you my relative?
Yes.
Are you my relative?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But I think
yes, you know. Yes.
Asha, are you my relative?
Yes, please.
How many times do you call me? How many times do you check on me to make sure that things are done the right way?
Thank you.
Dynamite.
Are we coming to say this thing over here?
And at this moment,
Asha, I am pained and I'm not hiding it. I am pained. If I die today, Asha, if I die today, you are the same people that will come and say, oh, this girl, no, a vote outspoken pound. Oh, this girl, no, you say, see, I speak to people in my DM.
Ticket for the global.
I am not going to. No, this is not about Asha. Clear off. This is not about ticketing. It's not about money. Like F you. It's not about money.
Hey.
It's not about money, Asha. Don't use my emotions for business.
I'm not using your emotion.
But Asha, listen. When someone is not in the mood, I don't think you should provoke it. You know, get what I mean?
I'm not provoking it.
And I do understand what you're trying to say.
If I want to promote an event, I don't chase clouds. I don't.
You said something there. Who F4 is something, but at the end of the day, F4 too is human. Remember that. It's not about the female.
Imagine other ladies, other women come to my DM with issues. Other women confide in me with their marital stuff, with everything like that. And who am I deceiving? Who am I covering for what brand? To fake a brand? I'm not damn going to fake a brand. If my sex tapes comes out right now, what can you do? If my sex tape comes out right now, what can you do?
Validate her feelings.
Yes, that was Efua Asantwa Edionum, the Singathon, from the Singathon fame. and Yekoti and some of the tuja with the very first video she was talking about the fact that there has been an awakening, and everyone say awakening on which side, which aspect, because when I said that and she also talked about the fact that there has been on one Gasana warrior there has been a level of bullying. I'm out for a bullying because of the kind of marriage she finds herself in. Eti amafo do na e na asem no na ehwehwe omaso a omo adwene hu bia na omo enti ase because there were times na o post videos bi na bi mo enti ase say the kind of man and the kind of man you go married to I say or the type in the class bi and I say or the type bi an enkope na who knows say den na o the type Mr. Dionum and okofa no asese e bi mu hu ne say wanya the fame no ababro so amasese e ahoto kakra ba mu ne ade nti obese oja no ho na okono amafo dodo na e na ebi mu eba hye no na ebi mu so ejina na chi ebi mu so jina ne kunu achi e na akoye nkomo bebre na say dem dika kan no ebi mu hu ne say ye the program and say the events are organizing on periodically no mu bi e na ope publicity e de ama na omudi akakofa nsem bi says because yete ho papa yi ene ne yiri said na omo esi edi odo internet ne so amanfo dodo na omo like asem no crowd ho ntia say ono na we screens ne so somewhere 2023 Singaton ewo enkran ha say papa yi kokko support no na amanfo dodo na was so much happy with the way things are going with omawa rear after the Singaton omo ko baby album ni ade a lot of videos na no mo post amanfo mo say amanfo bi kra mo omo kon abro aware ni ade na all of a sudden omo tin sem we no ebi mu ho ha omo pa ma say omo say say the no omo kon esi abro aware na ti omo ni so you could see on your screens say how omo ne sada ni kunu kom kama okuta ne back omo etu abasa bom ho amanfo videos bi say ena no mu ho na omo ni age aware no ho say omo so be ware bi na all of a sudden and some way eboba no akwakoya asem videos ni bi ho kasa no osun utimi say she is speaking out of pain bi mu say ensem no abobo no na akwakodu ne mene na say e wo say efri na no na pie ene say wa start here okasa bebre e wo ho no amanfo hu ne say we dey ense da entwa kwan enfeye people have started bi ma say mo ben no mo ne nkasa na nka ontwa nsem ni bi so because some of the revelations ne nsem a okeka no like ehwehwe aso because otimi ka say ni kunu no kra no ni so na mo hu ni so ye ni papa asa on pekasa eni ade na media space no mo ni ye adwuma no omo ni nipa ko a oya enkenye say ebi omo support no ni ade enti nipa dodo na omo kasa de fa ho ase dem diga kai no omo say omo men no na nka nsem na o ka no ontwitwa so because onye wie dodo na eba videos dodo na first video on fire oja video another one too was a live conference TikTok live conference ano no so ogina so o kire ni nsemu wo ho kire mu a the wife sabe ni kunu no on defending wo baby ada say bi wo be gina online so mo platforms di defend omo spouses ni ade no ni kunu no onye sada say no mo bully no online e kan sem de fa na ware ho ni ade papa yi ma bonten e me defend aware no ankasa krampo da ono ankasa krampo hu say wakasa fa na ware no in as much as amanfo do na ebuli omumienu ewa ware no onkasa da nenko na expect say ni kunu no ebeba bonten na wakasa afa ho so oma bonten me defend enu na ye nsem o di etudwa etremu at a point na on so long distance so entina o say o hekwan a obefa so obeben ni kunu no but se de say de nsem no ekeka kono separation aba enti amanfo dodo na omo ehwe baby ebekwa kodru because separation ne ba say ya na eye ayehu ewo ho ye to so ne the update no e de amamwa Ibrahim Mahama ninia any President John Dramani Mahama anansi enche ebia na okoto eye new private jet na obi dada na okoto new one e bai em say esun kakra echen old one no na omo bisa ne say na papa private jet emono no ato old one no de be den o say o de be air ambulance de amaga na 40 memufo obia ebetimi a benefit bi enti eno na sese de per report a eba tiremu a ene dedwe ya plane no amani muso Africa na ha say omo kwakoye renovations and I say omo kwako customize no to suit the air ambulance services papa no pese omo e de erane e wo Ghana ha sei no e ti be ko na kwa head the plane no ana two e de free ho no so on your screens the old Jata private jet eno and as I say there omo ko no makwa some specific modifications ebi e wo ho a special modification so it will suit the air ambulance I person ye de no eno and the screens no so no nti we time na eba be to the Africa Kotoka International Airport and then the 3rd of April 2026 and a plane no eba be to the Africa Ghana ha and the akọ na obakọ special modification said the way I betimi serve the purpose as air ambulance enti papa edi ne nsem da to dwa na amanfo do na say oh we dey o kan kwa o kan ama ye ni age ho keke nya dia ebeba so ni ade but say dey what is going on in Tiremu abaso say you be using the old private jets and the air ambulance on your screens. The private jet of Ghanaian businessman Mr. Ibrahim Mahama is set to undergo specialized modifications to enable it function as an air ambulance for public use. The aircraft, which left Ghana today, April 3rd, 2026, is expected to serve Ghanaians in critical medical emergency situations and will be fitted with the necessary life support and care equipment to support its new mandate. And to see idea, or more aircraft were equipped at the near system oxygen tanks near specialized beds are waiting near Dasso in the plane. And that is the update coming in from Ibrahim Mahama. A video when a plane Angasa was about to be airlifted. Now about PM for specialized modification near Basis here. All right, Ibrahim Mahama the old private jet and you who say about take it off from Kotoka International Airport now aqua for special modification a bit me a service as air ambulance e wo honom uhu video ni ya hu say plane e bonsa ho e wo Kotoka airport honom that is the update from Ibrahim Mahama the old private jet or the two enim say the air ambulance no special modifications e be coso na yetime use as air ambulance. Ya to ansam no so a ye ko Oboy Salinko na Oboy Salinko e de afutuo kese akwama Richard ni amakwei
says can be boa wo de aboa se de na anu ya utimi che gold man crofue no so utimi che sa de a ene calibrate sika na wo de che no na farmer bank bi ana se pekwan ya be fa so a wo de be cheche hiafo bi ahwehwe omo ma school aye humanitarian project bi amo me I'm doing that. That's why I picked the phone to make this statement or inform you. Recently me down I'm from when I came to Kenya because a lot of people are calling me Salim Compacho me pay 2,000 cedis. medru me de aduro so e wo se me aduro no bosumi bia me kohwe se aduro no obi nso se me yefono obi nso se sei. They are all artists, gospel music and acting. So I just had the plan say, okay, me friend me na say honey, me pese ye iska bi to ho. Me niska de be ye niska bi nto me na me yire check ni na be 200,000 for 3 months. Enipa 20. That is 40 years to 90 years. Ni hian so ya artist. Yema nipa 20 no makọ bank we bia Fidelity Bank won na me bank no makọ je cash wo ho every month kwaji 2,000 cedis for 3 times we so another batch kwaji 2,000 for 3 times me fa me ye ne bosia se me pemfa so me wi amasa akoyire se hia fo we ya wo eye tautology constant job hiani na wo de ahye utrim so opese obuana ka hunu se hiani no ono ye won crofobia obegiska no onye serious nti obediska no hwe maame die mi wi ayi video ya kire mu de nti ama me kasa obuza me manager apia obeka achi okwa apia ye na mane ehun so obi chi bayira achi ani afro.
All right, and that was a year of boy Salim Kunensemo or the air to ja e wo hono na o kire say yes afutuo kese e na o de ma Richard Niama Kui ye to ensam so na ye the update no e de abramo enche bia abramo update say Burkina Faso yade a omo aban export of tomato say ebefri omu krom ho akọ another country President Ibrahim Traoré ne sahye krata ase a ode koma omo ye exporters of tomato Burkina Faso ho na enumu na unim se Ghana de na chese be affect yen ma amanfo dodo na start ye twa ajajo especially market women a omo akobo bobosia omo dan sika na kakra se omo ebetimi enya bosia no makotua back na sisi ya ban ne se omo ntimi nkofa biowi se usika no se do so se eno so se betimi etua wo ne back anase ntimi ntua eno ebeba be ye wankasa wasem ho enti eno ena amanfo dodo na edi omo adwajo ni omu su ekodan aban se aban ehwe ne ehwe kwan ebefa so ye be ama tomato ni bi ababe piem Ghana ha say because see you know ye ni measures bi a ye de agu akwan mu a ebetimi asoketi de abai a ban of tomato export from Burkina Faso ebeba Ghana ha because Ghana ha no more than 90% of tomato you use no na if Burkina Faso na eba nti na be ye o how kese ama the price no there's going to be a spike market women omo ebe tutum ama lebo no akosoro ama omo ko market ko tutobi no ebe ya asem tomato na ngasa so eho be kwa atwe unya bi ubenya bi kra nya ne papam se ne papam so na yese abodin pa na woto no enti na yese aban e wo so mo hwe ho asem na omo eka na update eba etiremu a Burkina Faso omo alifti ban omo edito export of tomato so especially the eba Ghana no omo ebiem ama sisi de ye besa go back to Burkina Faso na ye rese no be the short term on your screens we Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry na omo update omo edi aba and the screens no so say government welcomes Burkina Faso's decision to lift suspension on fresh tomato exports. The government of Ghana has taken note of the decision by the government of Burkina Faso to lift the suspension on the issuance of special export authorizations ASC for fresh tomatoes. The decision, communicated through a joint communique issued by the relevant Burkinabe authorities, follows improvements in the supply situation to local processing units and firm commitments by stakeholders to ensure adequate availability of tomatoes for domestic industrial use. And the omo ameki sure say processes do na akọ omo de gu akwan mu in as much as omo export bi e de aba Ghana ha no still na omo betimi ahwe kwan omo befa so omo benya bi a omo ebetimi e de use e wo ho for domestic use any for industrial processing omo dane ani from raw material no de akọ tomato paste any ade e wo ho enti no any update e free mu ba na oto so say the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness, also that this positive outcome also reflects the effectiveness of ongoing bilateral engagements between Ghana and Burkina Faso. Notably, one of the 5 key bilateral meetings held by Ghana's Trade Agribusiness and Industry Minister Elizabeth Ofosu Ejari and her Burkina Faso counterparts on the margins of the WTO MC14 in Yaoundé, Cameroon has yielded an immediate result with the removal of the restriction of trade in fresh tomatoes. Now, the Minister for Agribusiness and Trade, ECOPM or Yaoundé, Burkina Faso, said basically was a ban of tomato. The bagana has an instant result. The Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness Industry collaboration with other relevant state institutions will continue its engagement with Burkinabe counterparts and key stakeholders to ensure a smooth and mutually beneficial trading environment between the two countries. Government wishes to assure the public that it remains committed to implementing the necessary measures to safeguard local industries and strengthen the domestic tomato value chain. Efforts are underway and ongoing programs, including the Feed the Industry and Feed Ghana initiatives, are being intensified to boost local production, improve yields, and ensure a stable and sustainable supply of tomatoes by Ghanaian farmers. And the government is assuring Ghanaians say making sure say plans any say or was and commodity gu akwam say the beya yebetimi afidi ye industries any even for domestic use Ghana ha kokrom ekototo enuaba ne ade ene atosode no omo ebe making sure say omo plans ne say omo di gu akwam no very effective say the beya or ebetimi making sure say there is going to be an improvement in our yields. It will boost local production. Now, Omasa ensures that there is a sustainable supply of tomatoes by Ghanaian farmers. In furtherance of this commitment, government is rolling out targeted interventions across the value chain, including integration projects by the Ministry of Agriculture to support year-round tomato production. Additionally, engagements are ongoing with processors within the tomato value chain to promote backward integration, while suitable lands are being made available for large-scale tomato cultivation to supply both processors and domestic market. It is saying there, na omo aboso hose omo edi egu akwem na omo ameki sure say tomatoes empa eye market numu eda. Tomato traders are all relevant partners and all relevant partners are being encouraged to partner government as it continues to take appropriate steps to protect both consumers and industry players. And issued by Public Relations and Communication Unit of the Ministry of Agribusiness, Agriculture, and then Trade. Honum ena omo edi update we edi efri honum eba. And yes, that is the update efri honum eba. Now, yes, also the two manim ewo update na mu say plans egu akwan so say omo make sure say all year round in Ghana here will produce a yangasaye cocoa. Farmers will be able to produce a lot of tomatoes. Tomatoes. Say the beya in the whole year, no, lucky tomatoes that on your screens. We Elizabeth Ofosu Ejari, Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, and ordinance Samatujo. So Ghana is preparing for year-round tomato irrigation. We and someone omo market women omo teye na omo eni age na we enya de a e was enka eye Burkina Faso omo ba no e na be ma ye hunu se sa na ma we e was ye de ehu hyew ne ye niye enti we eye semde a Ghana yate ba ye be hwe ne adi akire because nsase ne de bebre na na wo ho sika no so ye kai se Governor of Bank of Ghana e de betu just said there is a lot of money Exim Bank e sika bi wo ho a wo senke de ko hye agriculture mo enti mo hwe na mo fa mo sankobo se de be ya Ghana ha no tomato empire ho da because e nimguase say a Sahel country like Burkina Faso omo na support a rainforest country to say Ghana omo support and also omo supply tomatoes e de mayen enti ye be he na ye di nsem na chi ensem a Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu Ejari, Minister of Trade, Agribusiness omo e de to dwano ye be di atie ni ahwe say e bekwa akosi sen MAS or the cancer de atu enim keke na yehu eso eye action bia etachiri ejebedi etieni how they are going to implement eye omo plans and as omo hihye no na yenya all year round supply of tomato from our local farmers. And no any update I the free the Ministry of Agribusiness or any trade yeah the free honum at the airbound. Yeah, try some so na yede update no edi amamo. When every the Foreign Affairs Ministry, I didn't get the updates amamo. Said there is going to be a free visa entry into Ghana come 25th May. And as our regime no it is going to create a borderless Ghana. Now Foreign Affairs Minister Eddie Abetuja said yes say people are flooding into the country freely because there is free visa. No, and yes because almost any regulations be able to hold Eddie Ama Eddie Beto said the mayor enkoba say obi akeke bi anu owem o cause say Niger for your money nam kwan o stress ade ne ade o mtimi so atade mu atwa so mu jis kan atade ate san kofunu nyina regulations beba enche say obetimi every country nim keke. So there's going to be no automatic entry under the free visa policy for all Africans. And the my fact mako edu about 25th May free visa regime yebe kwa ko rem Ghana ha no enti yenhwe ne ehuru se sen e na beko. One, I say Africans will not pay visa fees. And that is the basic. Africans, if you want to come into Ghana, and that's all person about Ghana, untia visa fees be free and the other point two, also not paying visa fees does not mean you will not go through visa screening. Africans will still have to go through a visa application process like everyone else, just that theirs would be gratis. In as much as say untia for visa, no, you still go through visa screening. And it's a free. It doesn't mean that it will be given to everybody just like that. There is going to be a screening, just that you not pay for those fees. Point three, now the government is also introducing an e-visa policy next month, and the electronic visa. And then on say a debating team will stamp him. Say they can't say let me use Ghana card here to a pioneer. The Yenya scan pay. They say yes. You've gone through the process of visa application. You've been granted the visa, although it was free, and you are permitted to enter Ghana. That is a Foreign Affairs Minister. And somebody Tuja. Or say four. The free visa for Africans is a component of the e-visa initiative. And see, free visa no, it goes hand in hand with the e-visa now you'll be introducing next month, 25th May. No, I'll say the number of e-visa systems shall be linked to Ghana's newly established API PNR system and other international crime database, which allows a consular officers to check background of applicants and provide appropriate vetting to ensure Ghana's security is not compromised. And since or your ex-convict no, there's going to be a screening, a background check on criminal activities of people that are applying for visa to enter into Ghana. Momono, you some background check to ensure so you don't have any form of criminal records. So we don't compromise our security in Ghana here. Then point seven, I say people with criminal or deemed unsatisfactory records will not be admitted into Ghana. Not paying visa fees is not the same as automatic entry into Ghana. There shall be no automatic and unvetted entries. And the entry will be vetted. They will make sure they really deserve to enter Ghana. Then, point nine, adequate investments have been made by the ministries of Foreign Affairs, the Interior and Transport to ensure a robust and technologically advanced architecture is in place. Because aircraft visa free, a lot of people would want to come to Ghana for tourism, for trade, for business, and so many other activities, conferences and from all walks of life in Africa here, Ghana. And so we'll be making sure there is appropriate lay down procedures and as a lay down infrastructure with travel transport ministry and a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Interior, and in terms of security, in terms of transport, Ministry of Transport, making sure that there is going to be a technologically advanced architecture which will be put in place to make sure all these number of people that will be entering into Ghana because of the free visa, omo eho enchire omo ewo ho. At the 10th point, was say, for clarity, though former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo announced the free visa for Africans policy in 2024, that could not commence because the mechanisms and security safeguards had not yet been put in place. As President Mahama indicated yesterday, Ghana is now ready to launch an e-visa platform for all applicants across the world, and a free visa for Africans policy from Africa Day, which is May 25, 2026, fully anchored on appropriate security and technological frameworks. May I wish you all a happy Easter for God, country, and the continent. Into Otiremwa, Abba say, among for the no support free visa no. Omo ye NPP for Otiremwa, and another nesha say, on the nesha say, or the free visa no beba for African countries near day. But according to Honorable Foreign Affairs Minister Otiremwa, as at that time, no na omo make sure say mechanisms to do now they put in place. I bet me safeguarding all the people that are coming in, and also safeguard the citizenry. Ghana for say among for the free African countries do not more be pay her. Now you who eba be trade. Sanchi no NPP for me and for in 2024. But say the President John Dramani Mahama and the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Transport, they will put in a technologically advanced mechanism. Ama Sanchi etimi arani smoothly. Ghana House for God, country, and then continent. Foreign Affairs Minister na de sa in some way de atuja. Na Ghana for do na omo de omo samawa atuja no. Omo etiremu a SIM card re-registration eba be koso. Enti President John Dramani Mahama ko won twen yenye registration ni wie. Enti on your screens, or Mr. President, please wait till we are done with SIM card registration. It will make a lot of difference. Enti Otiremwa anka omon twen, because on your screens Ghana to introduce free visa policy. Echemo amon for do na ba do won. Enti say 25th May. Omo be banana SIM card registration is ongoing now. All these people would want to register SIM cards in Ghana here. Obama also nyanko ya ebe ko akofa ensem foforo e de aba. Enti eno ene ensem a omon for do na e de etudwa. Na omo champion borderless Africa. They know the ntinti man pa udimaya. Na ono so e de nsem a betudwa. O say, I really hate how politics is practiced in Ghana. Bro, the former president announced visa-free travel and I thanked him, but it was never implemented. Now it's the same way I'm thanking the current president. How dumb can you all be because of politics? Now Otiremwa, where and someone will be edit to ja and Udimaya reply. I say, you know the previous government did it, but you're still acting like and congratulating the current government as if it's he that did it. This thing has already been done by a previous government, and that's where the hypocrisy fits. And the way any someone will be to a reply to a Udimaya time and order President John Dramani Mahama say omo eba be a borderless Ghana. I know that you extended now among for so ajatum for a borderless Africa. Otemwa ono no enye the first time ni na the way politics for Ghana hano na ni sheda nye ho. In as much as the former government promises say omo be ye no amaso, it was not implemented the same way, and a new government is also a promise ono the data to ho onya implement it can happen, say it won't happen. And I say aban no emma nhihye no emmeto, and I say yen start run wo Ghana ha. Enti ono de said the abanfo eye in terms of politics no enya de anani eje ho ewo ho. Enti ono no, according to him, no, he still has doubts. Say in as much as say omo announce no, ebeti yamba say emma so ewo ho. Enti eno ene ensemo a Udimaya ede etudwa ewo ho a Otiremu say amanfo twabono because was started say order President John Dramani Mahama as say ewo eho. Enti yes, where the council of Ghana to Italy, and I also didn't say about to and be kind of brofum na yedin chichimu no e de amamo. After say Udimaya eba ya obe posti borderless Africa doesn't mean no borders, because Ochemo yeah, can say borderless Africa no just say borders be any hot to say obi abeti yan fakwati kwan bi aso wewem Ghana ha say and I say Africa ha you can say borderless obi abeti wewem without any proper checks no and tisa but then yeah what the Council of Ghana to Italy is also the two Jan or say I disagree with the idea that borderless Africa doesn't mean no borders. If borders remain, then it is not borderless. What is being proposed is easier movement and trade, not the disappearance of borders. Using the term borderless is politically attractive, but conceptually misleading. And Teresa, there's going to be no borders. And I say, border no, you may be to horse no. But in terms of economic activities, in terms of trade, a free African trade, and a big champion in this borderless Africa. But yes, also there is going to be a check. And I was out to ask I'll say using the term borderless, yes, but conceptually, Africa will need to build step-by-step common institutions, legal harmonization, economic convergence, and trust between states. Only after that can you even begin to talk about reducing borders in a meaningful way. So the issue is not being against integration. The issue is starting from the right principles with clarity, not from terminology that suggests an end state we are nowhere near achieving. So Tema, and she said the bray, and I was a dibuaquem, and she said Dawson, I was a dibuaquem, and son, I yet be borderless. Because say the name of it economic convergence, legal harmonization, and mra, said a big and two jar in the updates, I was saying mra be a year, Juma said country way mra, any a hamra, I was say a year pair, there should be harmony. It's me a pair, and son, as animal lets me also trust between states. Ghana and Nigeria, and you need bako. And it's our trust, it's still there. I mean, trust ING Nigeria for it's still there. If there is no trust between the two states, how can we open our borders for Nigerians to enter Ghana? That is what the Council of Ghana to Italy now quickly, we'll go and listen to Udimaya. Then some of the two are talking about borderless Africa.
Whenever you try to talk about borderless Africa, a lot of Africans are scared because of our security. Borderless does not mean that cut down the borders.
So a borderless Africa doesn't have to mean chaos. If the right policies are in place, we can have both open borders and protection.
There's one African passport. That's what it means, okay? And one African passport may mean that I still hold my Ghana passport, but it's first and foremost an AU passport. It may have Ghana on it, but it's an AU passport. And it means that I can travel across the continent with it, or I can travel across the continent with my ID card. I don't need a visa. A borderless Africa means you can get up and go and set up business wherever you want, so long as you can create a market for it. A borderless Africa means that there will be no customs at the borders who extort money from us.
Can you like this video now? Thank you. And most importantly, click on the share button. And if you can, tag your president in this video. Or if you have his phone number, send it to his WhatsApp.
Open borders now! Open borders now! Open borders now! Open borders now!